Hi guys, it's me, just Landriscina again, and for this video I will be dedicated to January 2026. I shall be talking about the movie Melania, and I really don't care. Do you? Yeah, this movie is special. Oh yeah, it's breaking box office records as being a very poor movie. It's very fitting that they would have this travesty of a premiere during winter time, a time of ice, coldness, and just depression. Because that's what we want to see. That's what we want to see, right? The life of a spoiled rich girl who's married to the most horrible human being ever to be hatched from an egg. Yes, indeed. This movie is, well, as you can tell, I wasn't invited to any special premiere, and I don't think I'm going to be watching it anytime soon. Even if it were to appear on Netflix as the worst film ever made, because, well, it's about a first lady that's married to a billionaire who's, let me see here, who's very existent in the second term of his presidency is dedicated to making life horrible for Americans, immigrants, and for bashing his predecessors, Joe Biden and this guy, Barack Obama. So, also to take note is that Melania does seem to be very enthusiastic about this movie, and she's saying that she liked it, and Barron Trump liked it, and Donald Trump is ecstatic over it, probably because those two people besides Melania are in the movie. Oh, I'll bet they are in the movie. Yeah, I'll bet this movie is gonna be nothing but political statements and bashing the American political system, and that he worked so hard for. And let me just say that I don't think that this movie would do very well because of what's predicted for the ticket sales, being that it's such a pathetic excuse for a premiere that there are gonna be 2,000 or so movie theaters that will have this on opening night on the weekend, and nobody's going. I mean, there are no ticket sales, maybe one or two. It'd be lucky if they even $1 million for worldwide opening weekend, and there's only like one ticket sale so far, and that's not even in New York City, her old stopping ground, which would have been to the Donald. But apparently he thinks that it's gonna be ecstatic and stuff, which it's gonna be like the best movie ever made and all that, and that he wants people to rush out there and buy the tickets and all that. Which we all know what it is. But this is a very thinly veiled political bribe for some kind of Amazon contracts or something around that. Because this movie was made by Amazon, I think Jeff Bezos, and he just paid like $75 million for the rights to Melania's story. And I might remind you that this is the same woman that wore the infamous "I really don't care. Do you jacket to the I think an immigrant detention center for little children and stuff being separated from the parents at the border during the first term in office. Not only that, but she also said who gives a fuck about Christmas when it came to decorating the White House. Now, I remember that Trump put together on one of his campaign nights brilliant ideas and stuff that he had to fight for our right to be able to say the word Christmas again rather than holidays, which was Melania called himself. But then you got the first lady that says, fuck it all, I don't give a shit about Christmas. Nobody fucks with Christmas, and let's tell about it, I'm sorry, but even the Grinch learned his ways and started to accept Christmas joy. So, it pretty much, Melania is pretty much, the opposite of the Grinch. She's worse than the Grinch. And I gotta say that the Grinch even looks better than Melania. Now, there is one good thing I gotta say about Melania, and that being her English skills. Now, I know that people make fun of her accent all the time, and she doesn't know English all that well. But I will say that she's got a better diction and vocabulary than her husband, who was born in America and should have English as the first language. After all, he makes the big stink about making people speak English in America and stuff, so, so that to be his priority, right? And, it just one big shit show because she obviously didn't want to become part of this whole thing. Her office in the East Wing was destroyed. That just goes to show how much the president don't give a crap about her office or the office of any first lady from then on. If there is going to be an office of the first lady and security detail and whatnot for her. Which begs the question, would if we had a woman president, would the first husband go into the same office if it exists at all now? That's a good question, but besides that, this will be just a regular slander project against everything that Barack Obama has stood for and everything that Joe Biden did in the presidency, like he always does. He always does the same narrative, that Biden is evil, but Obama is the scum of the earth and hell. Everything he did was trash, and the people are gonna buy it up to right. They're gonna accept it without question. But what will not be in the Melania movie will be about all that time before Melania met Donald through a very interesting contact at Jeffrey Epstein. We're not gonna go into that or her life before that as let's say Lady of the Evening. That won't be mentioned though. Only the good political stuff, or the risky lifestyle and the social elite category stuff. All the stuff that became pretty much gleaned from her life on TV. And I have a good feeling that when the movie does come out and a handful of people actually review the thing, which they didn't do beforehand. Either they weren't allowed to review it for like the press or whatever. I have a feeling that it's gonna be very sterilized and very the radical left and all this other junk. Basically just a repeat of what Donald Trump says every day on an everyday basis, that the radical left did this, the radical of the right did this, the right people, the conservative party is the proper way to go with everything, and Putin is the leader of the free world and all that. Now, this is quite the opposite of what people have said. Trump derangement and that you got Trump on the brain. You got Trump on the brain of society. But meanwhile, he's like overflowing the media, the movie, the proposed books, the naming a building, the construction projects of him. He's all trying to do this to become a center of attention, his own center of a black hole universe. But this Melania movie, it's gonna be another outlet that he can put his greasy little fingers on. So when we watch it, we'll get another dose of his horse crap. So with all that's gone with his war and peace, with his Trump Kennedy Center renaming, with the construction project of the ballroom, of the new Trump and all that, Trump and stuff, but like the memorial, and also the other like Truth Social, etc., etc., etc. And all of that stuff. It's getting good ratings and stuff for him. So I think that it's gonna be a big influx of too much Trump. A Trump overload, if you will. But the thing is that I find it that he's spread himself a little bit too thin. Granted, this has come from this talking about gotta give the blob a run for his money, but I would say that he's spread himself a little bit too thin, in that he's becoming a rosy person and all that. So I think that he's going here, going there, making appearances over here, being an asshole over here, talking about this and that and the other thing, and making lies and stories and all this fiction and stuff. And the more he spreads himself thin, the more activity he partakes in, the more he does for the betterment of the country and the world and all that. It really does take a visual downgrade on his system. And what I mean by that is that he's getting more tired, he rambles more often, he looks like he's mentally unwell, he's physically getting weaker, possibly more disabled. So, it's a disaster of his own doing. So I think that he should cut back a little bit on the, make public appearances, not be such an asshole, not make up fictional stories about protesters and agitators and all this stuff, because that's what he is. He's projecting a lot of the people, and he's projecting this greatness onto the Melania movie too. I feel, because she isn't great. She doesn't even deserve her own film, and he doesn't deserve to be in it either. Neither does Baron either, because they really haven't done anything worthwhile to make a movie about, let alone documentary, let alone $75 million. So I think that he should slow down a little bit and not be such a drama queen about everything, not being like a little kid that throws his tantrum at every moment, because the world is watching, and the world pays America because of all Trump's little antics and childishness. So yeah, the fact that there's cruelty, extreme cruelty in this administration, like we never seen it in the history of the United States. It is very, very, very bad for America to have this image of immigrants being dumped on the streets, American citizens being detained or sometimes killed by the ISIS enforcement officers. Which, yeah. Let me just get this out of the way. They do resemble the SS in both action and their costumes. And it's really, really disturbing to me. I would probably be number one on their hit list anyway, but I'm just saying that if I was a US citizen, they would easily hunt me down and send me back to wherever they wanted to. So, yeah. Something that the Melania movie will involve a lot of praise of everything that ICE is doing, everything that I was gonna do without question, because we all know that Melania doesn't have any opinion of her own, much less about her husband being a putrid pile of protoplasm right now, and being a murdering someone adult. God forbid we should ever hear anything of that. But I have a feeling that if something does happen to Donald Trump, his wife is going to come out and say he was horrible, he did this, that, and everything. He caroused with a lot of women, he did this, that, and everything. He had wives on their husbands with him. So, yeah. This is the whole potential sugarcoating. It's not going to be a real documentary about anything. It'll be just another political thing for Trump to blow his own to his own horn. And that's why it's going to suck big time. And no one wants to see that. Nobody that I know wants to see that. Because we've already heard 1,000 times before, and we'll probably hear 1,000 times more. And that if Melania, the movie, doesn't make any of your box office numbers, Trump will either inflate the numbers to be like, oh, this is the biggest, grandest movie premiere ever, bigger than Star Wars, bigger than the Titanic, bigger than Jesus Christ, bigger than the Beatles, bigger than everything. And that, that everyone was sold out, even though there's only like a handful of people that actually bought tickets to it. But also, he's also probably gonna buy the tickets for himself with our taxpayer money, so that even though there won't be anybody in the seats, it'll still be a full house. Now, of course, that probably has Stephen Miller and Marco Rubio and all the other vampires and ghouls and everything else in the White House right now will probably be forced to watch the movie. sometimes maybe a few times. And I could just see the people that are more moderate, the people that don't really like Trump that much, that don't like his fumes coming out of his asshole, or that are kind of sick and tired of his bullshit, or like you're wonderful, you're this, you're that, you're the thing, you're great, you're Jesus Christ, all this. But then when he leaves the room, he's like, that guy, he really sucks. I mean, even his real wife can't stand him. I remember that during the inauguration day, his happy David's life and stuff, she was over there also kind of stuff in it when he was looking at her. But then when he turned around and he faced everybody in the front, she had such a big sour puss on her face, and that was really funny. But anyway, the people who don't like Trump are like, can I have a last request to leave this immediately? I just remembered that joke in me. I was gonna say that the people who are more moderate and who don't really like Trump and stuff, they'll probably be strapped in the chairs, and they'll be the eyeballs will be kicked open, and they'll be forced to watch over some kind of classical music, like I was large in A Clockwork Orange. A very fine thing, by the way, to happen to those people, to be tortured and brainwashed and thinking that this bomb of a movie is gonna be the best thing ever made. A lot better than Triumph of the Will, actually. But, I think that it's a whole shit show. And, don't torture us. He's trying to trying to be his problem, besides the racism, the sexism, every kind of ism you can imagine in him. He's trying to build up his own legend. He's trying to artificially make himself great. He's trying to say, I am great, therefore I am great. Whereas people who should be saying, that guy was so great, we should honor him. Instead, he said, I am great, you should honor me. Just because. And every time that he said that, whether it be something like Trump Alliance, the Trump Touch Hall, the other casino he had, the other luxury items that he promised and all that, they were all crap. They were all kinds of garbage. So anyway, I feel that this is going to be another cherry bomb in the toilet of America right now. So this is the perfect movie for the icy cold of January after we just got a big snowstorm and after Trump made those insidious comments about Alex Perry and Nicole Good. Renee Nicole Good. And other people that were showing perish at the hands of ICE agents. And he will go down as the worst American president and quite possibly the worst human being in America too. And Melania will go down as being a very horrible person too, who used to work for Epstein. Or Epstein, or however you pronounce his name. The devil. Those two, Trump and Epstein are worse than the devil. But anyway, this little non-review that's gone long enough. So I thank you for watching my review on Melania movie, or the documentary, or whatever the fuck it's being called now. I haven't seen it. I'm not gonna see it ever. Or even if you give it to me free. Or even if you pay me to see it. But if I did see it, you will get one of these big fat piece of shit that the First Lady and Donald and the rest of the family deserve. A big wet shit. One can't buy class. And those people are the exact proof of that. I also love they always say that Melania is so beautiful, she's so great, she's so beautiful. That's it. That's the only quality she comes with. Not she's smart, not she's got good vocabulary, not that she's that she can write books and all that, or she does charity work and all that. Just she's beautiful. That's it. She's just a beautiful first lady. That's all we need. Just beauty. And you know what? I like my women with a little bit of intelligence, a little bit of skills. You know, a well-rounded person. Plus, if you look at Melania from the past to the present, you see that most of that beauty is artificial. She has implants on. She probably has a Botox and all the cosmetic surgery done that money can buy. So I don't buy that one bit that she's beautiful. Hell, I think Nancy Reagan is more beautiful than her because at least she's natural. Not this artificial plastic garbage. You know, the only reason why women need implants is for a medical reason, or for some kind of social pariah thing, or whatever. But they definitely don't need that much that Melania has, or that anybody with fake boobs and fake whatever has, just for cosmetic purposes. Just because I want to look pretty, I want to look like this person, I want to look like that person. And it's real kind of stupid that the lengths that women could go to look beautiful. And I'm sure that if it wasn't for Donald Trump, you know, egging on them get these facial whatever done, she would still look the same as she did 30 some years ago. So anyway, I'll give you a poop symbol. You know, I'm predicting that it'll be crap, the movie. And, you know, if you like what you hear and you want some more of my videos, like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. You can also contact me for future information on my thoughts by calling me or texting me at 631-707-3707. And if you like, you can also get me on my you can also follow me on Twitter, or X if you prefer, at PMelsonPro. Also, you can get me on my email at jjsveganchannel@gmail.com. So, I salute the poor people who had to work on this movie, which really says a lot about the people that made the movie when they don't even want to put their names on it. It's like 2/3 of people that work on it took their names off of it. That a change of the product that they want to take their names off of it altogether. And that's really shocking because you want to be proud of your work. Apparently not Melania the movie. So anyway, peace out my brothers and sisters. I'll see you in the next video, my all you girls and guys in the internet land. Sayonara. Peace and ciao ciao.